Hey guys, Andy Yen, Spoken Naval. Now, Spoken Naval is an author, artist, general creative sort of podcast. It can be found on all the usual networks on a weekly basis, and this is an iTunes and TikTok exclusive section on it. Today we're over to Turkey today and speak to the wonderful lady called Sophia Elian. Now, on the main podcast itself, in Spoken Label, which is out on the end of February, Sophia will detail to you about her journey from when she was in America originally, and she's travelled all over Europe now, introducing a series of non-fiction books and also some fantastic fiction books as well. Now, Sophia, obviously, tell people very briefly a bit about yourself before we go into your books.
So I'm a former corporate lawyer, and now I'm following my passions, my dreams, my heart. So I'm traveling around the world, and I am writing about it. I also am very interested in natural health and holistic wellness. So I have a series of books called KISS, Keep It Simple, Sweetheart, just trying to help make holistic wellness accessible. And the thing that I enjoy doing most is writing a fiction series to share with readers, the various countries, cultures, insights from my travels, my experiences, and my relationships. I try to be entertaining and enlightening and, a little bit of escapism as well.
Yeah, these books are obviously taken from me everywhere. They're absolutely superb. I've read the first two, and they not necessarily the genre I would read personally, but what Sophie's done really well with this is the colour in the books. It really comes to life. So now, Sophie, you're going to read an extract out from book one of your series now, aren't you, for TikTok?
I will. I'm going to read an excerpt from one of my chapters from Sicilian Seductions, the debut novel. And the chapter is called A Delicious Evening, and this is one of the excerpts. Nona's wine tasting event had been unlike any I had ever experienced before. It was more like a taste of all the splendors of Italian life, not just her marsala. It was such a magical evening under the stars, where the line between reality and enchantment blurred. It seemed impossible that the night could get any better, and then it did. We made our way back to my room, hand in hand. I was thrilled about how the evening had gone and was thoroughly excited about the prospect of what the rest of the night might hold with Leo. You're a beautiful person, Sophia. Leo stopped walking, turning me towards him, quizzically looking into my eyes as if he were trying to figure something out. My heart felt like it dropped down into my stomach as I jumped to the presumption that a butt was hanging in the air. I looked at him nervously as it seemed to take him forever to gather his thoughts. I waited for what felt like an eternity, shifting uncomfortably from foot to foot, having difficulty maintaining my gaze as I felt a hard lump developing in my throat, making it difficult to swallow. You're not like any woman I've ever met. He finally started, still not bringing any clarity to his feelings. You seem so... Leo paused, struggling to find the right words as I continued anxiously awaiting his conclusion. Fascinatingly complex, yet so wonderfully simple, he mused. Almost like Sicily itself, I nervously chuckled. I get that a lot, I admitted with a relieved smile. I think because my head is a bit of a playground of whirling thoughts, while my heart is pure and simple. I gripped his hand tighter as we resumed the short stroll to my room. I invited him in and could barely contain my excitement when he followed me without hesitation. There really was no place to sit. I thought how fortuitous, as we immediately defaulted to the bed. We sat across from each other, cross-legged, holding hands and gazing into each other's eyes. It felt extremely uncomfortable at first. It took all my energy to stifle my natural tendency to squirm. I focused on the color of Leo's eyes instead of my discomfort at his attentive gaze. I felt a warmth spreading throughout my body. It was simultaneously energizing and tranquilizing. My mind started wandering, distracting myself from the unfamiliarity of a man being so attentive. I felt an ache in my heart from the void thing too it loved. I had so much love in me and an irrepressible desire to share it. Focus on the dreamy man in front of you, I chastised myself. I started melting in Leo's soulful eyes, in his presence. We were tacitly communicating so much simply via our gaze. I'd never just sat like this with anyone before. My desire to be with him wasn't one born from lust. It wasn't a purely physical sensation. It was a deep need to be as connected to this beautiful man as possible, on every level imaginable. I felt like I'd never communicated with anyone so well, even without words. Leo broke the silence. You radiate love, he quietly stated, squeezing my hands tighter. Although I had deemed Leo's gaze sufficient just moments before, I was grateful for his words as I was transfixed on his thoughts. I was an extremely expressive woman who had always floundered in my relationships, trying to guess how my partner felt. Leo's forthrightness was refreshing and exactly what I longed for. Meeting you was memorable, being with you unforgettable. It seemed that the wine had loosened Leo's tongue as it generally did mine as well. I sat breathless, listening to him intently as he warmed my heart and soul. Leaving you, he paused, unfathomable, regrettable. I swallowed hard in disbelief. It was as if this gentle man had read my mind, indeed my heart. Let me be your tired heart's resting place. What? I eloquently responded, unintentionally withdrawing my hands, shocked at how Leo had both read me so well and touched that he perceived exactly what I needed. I couldn't believe my ears. The people in my past who had betrayed my heart had never apologized, nor even acknowledged the wounds they'd inflicted on my heart. The special soul wanted to soothe my heart and help make it whole again.
Fantastic. What great example of your work there. And people wondering, yes, we had a bit of 3D in this podcast as well, because I can hear a dog barking in the background as well.
Sorry. At least we didn't have the call to prayer.
Oh, adds to the fun, as I always say. So fantastic, Sophie. And obviously, if people want to track down these books, where do you recommend they go?
They're available on all online retailers, including Amazon, and also you can get links through my website, mediterraneanme.org. And I love to hear from readers.
Please do, yes, you've been grateful. The main podcast itself is well worth checking this one out. And thank you again today, Sophie. As I've said before, the main podcast itself will be out on the end of February. We're going to give Sophie the date in a minute and started sweating. So, but listen, it's been a pleasure today, Sophie. And again, thank you again. Okay, so
thank you kindly. All the best.
Same to you, Sophie, as well. Now, thank you again, everybody, for listening. Like I said, this is Andy N signing out, using the saying I always use. Don Callis, May EW. Stay safe and stay over. And we will see you all next time.